Morning, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. Your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement. We're on this beloved, it may be gloomy outside, but it's still a beloved, blessed day. Today, as we know it, is Mother's Day. So, today, everybody, I want you to appreciate and embrace and love the mother that you were blessed with. Love the motherly figure that you were blessed with, whether she is by natural, biological, by adoption, or even just by spiritually. Love her, appreciate her, and embrace her on this special day. You're supposed to do that on every day, but today, make sure you make that mandatory that you do that because it's nothing like a mother's love. That I know because I have my own mother still around, which I saw. It's a blessing. I have two. I have a grandmother and a auntie that played a second mother figure who are no longer here, and I miss them every day. But I keep a picture of them on my form, so every time I wake up, it's like they're still looking at me. But I always keep on top a picture of my mother, even though she's still alive. I love to keep an old picture that my grandmother. This one has very momentum because it's a picture of my mother when my mother was young, looking just like me. And then it's the picture that my grandmother gave to me of my mother. So I keep that on the very top, along with my picture of my grandmother, so I can see this every morning and be reminded of that sweet, lovely lady that I call mommy. So today, love, appreciate, and embrace that mother of yours because it's a blessing to still have her around. It's a blessing to have her support, but it's also a blessing that she's still here. If you're blessed to still have her, go out there and appreciate her. Treat her. Do something nice for her because it's nothing like mama's love. Remember that. Well, on this beloved, but yet maybe gloomy day, I just want to talk for a couple of minutes and embrace and elaborate and emphasize on something for a few minutes that goes along with appreciating your mother. If I had to give it a title, it would be Accept the Elevation. Well, how does that go along with appreciate my mother, or what is that supposed to mean, Dr. Charity? I'm a little confused. Well, I'm glad that you stated that. I'm glad that you asked. That's what I'm here for. And that's exactly what I'm about to emphasize and elaborate on just for a few minutes of your time. Well, a lot of times, us as human beings, we do not, when things come into our lives and changes come, a lot of times we look at it and say, oh man, why me? And we see the bad in it, failing to realize the good. We love to question, why did it happen? I was enjoying this. Why this happened to me? Didn't happen to her. Didn't happen to him. Why this got to happen to me? See, I always got to get the bad. Always got to get the low end of the dipstick. But it's not always like that. A lot of times, the change that we're seeing, regardless if it is losing a place, having to move, losing a job, losing a child, a relationship not working, a lot of times that is just change happening. That is just the beginning of elevation. But it does take your acceptance for it to succeed. A lot of people look at losing a job. They will gain knowledge, experience, or even education, as myself, lose a job and say, oh my God, but I needed that job. Failing to realize you got more than you had before you previously started this position. There's a reason why you lost it. You're not fit for it no more. You're better than it. And God is trying to elevate you. But a lot of times we don't like change, so we scared to take the risk. But today, that is why I'm telling you today, starting this week, accept the elevation. You are being elevated to the next level of your destiny. So move accordingly. I understand that it's not the same as outside of the comfort zone, but that's the purpose of this change. Is for you to elevate so you can go higher into your destiny and help others who are coming behind you by being the model, by showing them what to do. And you show them by accepting the elevation and elevating yourself and doing the works that show and model the elevation. I learned when I started into going actually working into the healthcare field and I actually began to experience the benefit. I said, you know what? I need to start embracing and appreciating those who helped me to where I'm at. Let's not forget where we came from. So I decided then it's nothing wrong with letting mama utilize your car. Put the gas in and let mama drive. How many times has mama drove her car? How many times has daddy drove his car? I always, if somebody said, buy some food, I didn't just buy for the kids, I bought it for my folks. Now I may have joked and said, my pockets is running dry, ain't nothing in there. Oh my God, my bank account is crying. But they all knew that it was a joke. I didn't mean that. I gave because I said, how many times are they giving to you and your kids? And you got to realize the love doesn't stop after 18, even though 18 is really when they supposed to cut off any kind of care towards you. It's supposed to stop at 18. But a lot of times, the love of a mother and sometimes even the love of a father don't stop at 18. I didn't see mine stop at 18. Mine was there every year. Whether I was doing what they wanted me to do or off far left, mine was there. So when I accepted that elevation and started going up, I made sure I took my folks with me and appreciated and loved them for what they did because they didn't have to support nor be there. They didn't have to be there. They didn't have to do what they were doing, but they did it for me because they loved me. So today I want you to accept and embrace the elevation. Accept where you're being elevated to. I don't care how scary it is. Just move with it. Just accept it and embrace it and say, you know what? I'm going to take the chance because God, I may not know and understand where I'm going and where I'm being elevated to, but I know who does, God. And He makes no mistake. So today, accept the elevation. Appreciate the mother that you have. Start accepting the elevation by embracing your mother, appreciating mother. Do something for mother that you don't usually do. I gave my mother flowers, Bath and Body Works. I took my mother out to go get her nails done, and I'm about to take her today to go get something to eat. That's how I treat my mother. And that's all while riding my car that I just put full tank of gas in. That's how I treat my mama. Today, do the same for yours. That's how you accept your elevation. And you will go further and you will see even the more greater success from accepting that elevation. Because you're not going up for no reason. You're going up to be a blessing to somebody else. But while you're being a blessing to somebody else, give back to those who have helped you to where you are today. Accept the elevation. I love how Pastor Mike Jr. said it, how the pearl is made. That oyster gets irritated and it secretes and it makes that pearl out of irritation. And that's where you're at today. So do that. Love and embrace. Accept the elevation. That's all I have for you today. But tune in next week to your weekly encouragement. Subscribe to YouTube, Lady Superwoman, for all your weekly encouragements and embrace and accept your elevation today. Love and appreciate your mother. I love you. You have a great day.